Its special rendition by the choir set the tone for the ceremony. There was a short documentary on the history and growth of Central Baptist Church, Benin City. In a message titled, "Forget Not All His Benefits," the officiating minister and president Nigerian Baptist Convention, Reverend Israel Akonji, said God gave humans ability to forget and to remember, but that men instead forget what they ought to remember and remember what they ought to forget. Reverend Akonji enjoined the congregation to be appreciative of the goodness of God.
This church is a historic church. Through this church, so many other churches have been planted. Some 44 other churches have been planted during these 100 years of the church. So many people in the church have been called into the ministry. They have become pastors that have served all over the country and even outside of the country.
High point was presentation of the historical book, Central Baptist Church, Benin City, A Historical Perspective, written by Reverend B.A. Choko and T. Olu Abinomo, where the former governor of Edo State, Chief Lucky Nosahai Igbinedion, played a strategic role.
We shall adorn this sort of happiness and prosperity for the next 100 years.
The book was presented to the Esama of Benin, who appreciated God with praise. Awards were presented to some deserving guests and members for their contribution and support to the work of God and Central Baptist Church. The minister in charge, Central Baptist Church, and the chairman, Edo Baptist Conference, appreciated God for the milestone.
History made it possible for me to be here at the turn of 100 years for Central Baptist Church. And personally, I spent 30 years of the 100 years with the church. And looking back to see the history is so amazing, noticing what God has done, His faithfulness on the mountain, in the valley, on the land, and in the sea.
To the glory of God, we can only say this is God's doing, and grateful to Him.
There was also cutting of centenary cake. Ikponmwosa Ugiagbe reporting.